first, you already win. You already him, you don't gotta pretend. Fuck them, you already king. You stay real, you confident in your skin. It's all now, sit in the power that you already in. This the story of a master from a true Bedouin, far away from home than few ever been. First round pick, league of the smooth gentleman. The game rigged like 50 said it's a cruel sentiment. I'm from the era when lyrics and bars is over everything. 5-star veteran. You couldn't walk in my fucking shoes or carry them. Excuse my borderline is very thin. Married to the game like ever since maybe 2010. I realized most of y'all not serious. Point blank period. I flex and twist necks like cherry stems. Thought he was buried, but there he is, a new narrative. I keep winning. I keep winning.
Yes.
I keep winning.
I keep winning. What up?
I keep winning.
Yeah. How we doing today, y'all? How we doing today? Applaud. We did it. We're looking at episode 30 out of 30 in our sub-series here at How Billy series. How Billy sees it, we did 30 episodes in 30 days. I gotta be honest, some of them were tough, some of them were a little weird, some of them I'm like, sheeps, I'm sleepy as fuck, but we got it done. We did our 30 and we like I keep saying, we covered a lot of ground, yo. We covered a lot of ground. I'm loving it. And I'm glad that you could be on this journey with me. Today happens to be episode 113 as well for the entire How Billy Sees It podcast. We've been on 113 episodes and we keep rocking and we keep yeah, yo, you know, when I first came on here, and I think I just want to spend the half hour just going random, right? You know, talking about whatever comes to mind. I do know I want to talk, kind of reflect a little bit on how we got here. I started the show and was kind of like, I knew I wanted to get my voice out there. We didn't have like an identity so much, like a focus on what we would talk about. You know, it was just kind of turn the cameras on and get comfortable. A full 113 episodes ago. And obviously stuff comes up. And, you know, my passions come up. You know, I'm a political person and I care about language. And I have a media critique, so that stuff comes up. That comes up often. But we're still trying to find. We're still not trying. We know our identity at this point. I'm gonna try to get into that today because today, episode 113, will be the last episode of season 2 of How Billy Sees It. This is the season finale episode. She was in the comments. She says, "Wow, you did that, babe. Thank you."
Oh yeah!
What a 30 days this has been. You couldn't have done this at a more crucial time. Yeah, a lot going on, and you know, we tried to address it while also staying true to our things. You know, like I said, there's so many trends happening, and lots of people trying to get attention and get you know, their podcasts seen and their live streams seen, and that makes a ton of sense. And so we could follow certain trends. But like, for instance, one of the trends I actively don't want to do is to like do the kind of right wing watch kind of thing. Like, here's look what the right wing is doing. Here's what Ben Shapiro said. Here's what, can you believe Sean Hannity said this? And devote reams to content to like being upset and up in arms about them. I also don't want to do like, not just the right wing, but like the online, anything I find online. There's a lot of goofy nonsense online. I could go on Twitter and just like find some of the craziest comments and reply to that. I might have a segment for that. I might have a little segment where we do a little bit of that. But nah, man, I'm genuinely interested in improving our conversations, improving our senses of ourselves, improving our senses of each other. I'm interested in communication and linguistics. I'm interested in perception, language and philosophy and media critique, faith even, spirituality even. Can't believe that I have to include that, but I have to if I'm being honest. And I have to be honest that I think that all of these things are interwoven. I actually think I'm talking about the same thing. It's just a complex fucking thing. It's just a complex thing that I'm describing, and it's all one thing, and that we're looking at it from different directions and we parse out certain things. It's just like our bodies are one thing, one complex thing. Applause for that. But we can, and there are people who specialize in understanding the skeletal system, the human skeletons. They specialize in understanding the human musculature, human neurology. Some specialize in the feet, in the teeth. Some people specialize in. So you can talk about these things. You can give them names, and you can go deep. And so that's what I'm talking about: identity, faith, perception, philosophy, sociology, communication, linguistics. It's all different frames and different systems that are part of the one thing that is applause. She says, what did you learn from this experience? I learned that I can do a show every day for 30 minutes. And then it really isn't a massive time commitment. It literally is just the 30 minutes of doing it. And I've learned to relax even further in terms of like what I can say and how I can be on here. There's definitely a time earlier on in this thing where I had the sense that any kind of dead space was just a super negative and something to avoid, and just kind of anxiety to try to fill every moment with something. But now, sometimes I gotta think about what I'm trying to say. It doesn't matter. And y'all gonna have to wait. Applause for that. I mean, y'all just gonna have to wait. What can I say? You know, just a couple of seconds to gather my thoughts and to say exactly what I want to say. I'm also freer. I feel, you know, the whole concept of saying the right thing or exactly what I want to say, you know, that anxiety around that is a great deal less. You know, like, we're going to say it. We're going to say it as well as we can. We might need to say it a second time. We might need to clarify or whatever. And it's all good. And it feels good. It feels like a great place to be. And I know I'm still not all the way where I'm going to be, you know, where I'm like totally, totally free, whatever that is, whatever that looks like, yo. But I feel good. And I feel like we've just covered so much ground. Every episode has been an opportunity to kind of lay down some groundwork and say something, even if I don't say it perfectly well or I don't get into it in the weeds. You know, I get to come back tomorrow and kind of like, if I feel the need, if you know what I'm saying, if it feels like something that's worth doing, then I can kind of like get deeper into it. That's been great. I love that. Applause for that. Yeah. So yeah, this is, like I said, this is the last episode of season 2. Listen, and when we start in season 3, we're gonna start with not just this show, but some other shows like the debate show that I've been talking about. Oh, I'm excited for that. It's gonna be great. And in fact, we had a news report about that. Oh shit, Billy's starting a new debate show. Breaking news. Season 3 of How Billy Sees It will come with a debate show. It'll be a show with not just Billy, but with other people, and they'll be debating. They'll be talking about things. It'll be good. Trust. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's gonna be legit. As you can tell from that news report. Thanks so much for that news report, reporter. Yeah. Season 3 is gonna be great. I think, you know, Sheba's gonna be back in the game too with some of her comedy as well. So look out for that. That's gonna be great. Either live in person IRL or on these very same stream channels and her own stream channel that's connected to us. You know what it is. Sheba Sunday. She gets it in. Plus crowd work. It's gonna be good. So we're in now in this Trump presidency. Ridiculous. People are he's already, I think Marco Rubio is potentially his candidate for his choice for Secretary of State, and that's making some waves. People are considering Rubio to be more of a humanist than like a human rights advocate than the current guy. Mr. Blinken. Mr. Blinken. Blinken, he, I think I saw it today, wasn't there? There was a 30-day, there was a 30-day assessment that they were going to do about Israel and whether they were comporting with the rules of law and humanitarian law and the rules of war even. And of course, we know that they aren't committing a genocide. But they had a 30-day nonsense thing that was thrown out by the lame duck president. And we've met those 30 days. The 30 days have been met and have been passed. And I think they set out a new, I think they let the press secretary come out. What is it? The Secretary of State let their press guy come out. And I remember he was describing, yeah, we've done our assessment and Israel has met all requirements and they haven't broken any laws. And so we're going to continue arming them and we're going to continue selling them weapons. And we definitely need to boo that. But the dumbest thing about that is, I think there were also 9 well-respected international human rights organizations that signed a public letter making it clear that all of that's bullshit. And I think of like 15 markers that Israel had to meet, they failed to meet 12 of them, and they only met one of the 15. Sort of partially met one of the 15. Failed to meet 12, and in fact, the report or the letter from these human rights organizations says that in many cases and in many ways, the conditions are worse. The conditions have only been exacerbated. They spent the last 30 days making things worse, expanding the war and, further starving innocent children and all of this. And so that's the administration that's currently in place. That's the administration that would have continued to be in place had Vice President Kamala Harris won. We'd have had a continuation of this kind of energy and this kind of wanton disregard, this kind of playfulness, this playful disregard, this misuse of language. The whole 30-day delay thing was a delay tactic for after the election. And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you see this in the media. I wouldn't be surprised if in those rooms they're really on some, you know what? Yeah, we lost, huh? Well, fuck you. Watch this. Watch what we do now. Fuck you guys. We're going to keep doing that thing you've been screaming at us to stop doing, to stop arming the fascist, racist Benjamin Netanyahu. The genocidaire. We're going to do it. Yeah, we're going to tell you that we did an investigation and they've done nothing wrong. They violated no international rights. None. Absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. But they're going to do it. And then the news report shows up like this. Welcome to the news. Yeah, Blinken says that Israel has done nothing wrong. Seems good to us. Back to you, Todd. It's ridiculous. You shouldn't, if you watch these news shows, I would compel you to stop. I would ask you to cease, please. I've done a lot of media literacy stuff, and I've asked you to please stop watching those shows. The challenge is that people will seek information somewhere. So cable news is now at this point on the decline. I think they showed the numbers are out from the campaign. And be clear, campaign night in America is like the Super Bowl for cable news. It is their night. It's the Grammys for cable news. And ratings were down 25%. I don't know about it broken down CNN, MSNBC, and Fox, but in totality, the reporting is saying down 25 to 30%. And that means just a major uptick on the podcasters and the live stream people. There's a lot of different resources now on the web. I've been talking about this. I've been saying it. A lot of different resources on the web that people can go to, and everything from breaking points to, you know, freaking again, Ben Shapiro's outfit, Candace Owens, and who's that? Joe Rogan. People can go to watch someone do the same thing, to dress up, wear some suit and tie, and say some words about this spectacle. It's there. And now it's been dispersed. I think it'll continue to be dispersed. I think this is like this election shows this big turning point. I think going forward, we're going to continue to see the web, the podcast, the influencers kind of dominate the political discourse and dominate the eyeballs in the political discourse. This isn't necessarily a good thing. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's a change. The cable news monopoly on it wasn't necessarily a good thing. It was what it was. It produced what it produced. I do think we have an opportunity to kind of see what news and media actually is in a more serious and meaningful way. When it's three corporate, entities dominating the scene who kind of agree on terms of like how to discuss themselves, how to talk about themselves. They all agreed on the value of being unbiased, and so they kind of all use that language. Fox, what is it? Fox, unbalanced, fair and balanced, right? CNN with the Apple joint, MSNBC with a similar kind of thing. I was raised in that. I was raised in this ethic and this belief. That's the framework that I took when I was watching the news growing up. Completely unaware of like how the sausage is made. And I think the grand majority of people are also unaware. I don't know that people are entirely aware now, but I do know this. I do know that this coming era, with the dispersal of that sort of that power, that monopoly, with people getting their information from a lot of web sources, it's gonna mean a lot of wrong shit too. It's gonna mean a lot more wrong shit. It's gonna mean, I just mentioned maybe 4 people. I didn't mention, for instance, like the Steve Bannon people. Like they've got cameras, they've got internet access as well. They're innovative and creative in a sense, and they're gonna flood the media market with their stuff. We're gonna see. We've already been seeing. We are already transitioning into a period of it's gonna be more goofy shit, and also an opportunity to actually know what we're looking at. We are looking at a range of political actors engaging in political discussion with their own agendas, and that the discourse is going to be including agendas. I wasn't raised on that belief. I was raised on the belief that I was watching people, the best people, using the best words to describe things with objective journalistic standards at the forefront of their effort. Not quite. That's not quite what it is, yo. I've been trying to talk about this for years, and I think we're just moving into a different era. And that's why I keep doing this. Why I keep talking about this, because that's why I keep talking about this stuff on my show, because I do think that the awareness about the back end stuff is what's necessary to actually be able to watch and appreciate any of this content. To appreciate anyone's content, you have to start with like an appreciation for what they're actually doing, who they actually are, an appreciation for what truth is and the complexity of it, and like what it means to try to take a difficult truth and bring it into like a 900 word document oftentimes much less than 900 words, Um, I also think that not just as being the consumers of all of this, like wide ranging media stuff, also as each of us engage in our socials and talk about our lives and shit that we're doing and sharing with our friends and followers and shit and being genuine, we also just get a sense of what it means. Like that word genuine, that word authentic. What does it mean? Why is it valuable? How can we get authentic and good information? So yeah, applause for that. That's what the show's been about. That's what How Billy Sees It has been about. Season two. Season two's about to end. It's so crazy. Um, but yeah, we're gonna figure out. We're gonna rebound and we're gonna be even more creative and dope for season three. Um, it's gonna be fantastic. Oh, and by the way, to end this episode, I'm gonna end this episode with a new release. We're gonna end it with my new song called Invictus. Um, for only you people who are on this episode, you'll get to hear it as we close out the episode. So congrats to that. Congratulations. And applause for you. Sheba says when B says he's gonna get something done in 30 days, he does it. USA should take note. Yeah, man, like get it done. Do it. Don't be a dingbat. Don't be a clown. Clown town. Yeah, you gotta do stuff, man. I guess one of the things too is like masculinity and love. I didn't mention that in my list. Identity, faith, communication, linguistics, perception, philosophy, media critique, masculinity, and love. Let me do masculinity / femininity. These are identities, you know what I'm saying? So some of this stuff overlaps. Why? Because it's all one thing. It's all multiple words pointing to the same thing. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Um, that's what it is. Yeah. What else have I learned from this season? This season, I did a lot more interviews. I'm happy with that. And that's really what's given me a bit more confidence to do what I think is going to come next, which the debate thing is going to be on a technical level. It's like an interview with two people. I don't want it to be an interview with two people. I'm going to really try my best to be a kind of like a facilitator, moderator, and to let the two guests hash it out. I'll try to facilitate conflict when necessary. I'll try to facilitate the merger of the two ideas. I'll try to show common ground as well, but really kind of let it flow and let it see what happens. I'm excited for it, yo. I think it's gonna be real good. I wanna corral an elite group of like genuine communicators and start that going, yo. All right, that's the counterculture, yo. The current culture is people are paid to say whatever the fuck. There's no commitment to ascertaining truth. There's no like all that stuff is out of the water. We're going the other direction. Commitment to ascertaining truth deals that commitment engage. It means that we're engaging with analysis, investigation. We want direct experience, and we deal in a heavy dose of humility, yo. We deal in a heavy dose of humility. We're not just saying stuff. Oh, I'm loud. I say words. Nah, we are, and I still gotta figure out the pieces on how to encourage this and how to incentivize this and massage this out. But we're gonna get, we're gonna deal in an effort to arrive at truth. So, what does that mean? I can come up with an interesting thesis on that. I've written about it, but it'll be better to just kind of walk through it, get it figured out together, you know. So that's what we'll do. So that is what we'll do. Yo, it is already 25 minutes in. I figure what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna wrap this up, B. I'm gonna wrap up season 2. Applause. Boom, yeah. I'm gonna cue up Invictus, and I want to say thanks to everybody that's been rocking with the show from day one, and anybody who's jumped on at any point. Thanks for that. Feel free to go through. We now have 113 episodes, all kinds of stuff. These are truly my my thoughts laid out for you. And the interviews are truly genuine conversations with some of the most interesting people that I know. So thanks for checking that out, and really look forward to the 3rd season. It's gonna be fantastic. And here's what we do. Let's start off reminding you that you see what you're looking for, and it's all one thing. Okay? Okay? And with that, I'm going to end us off with our song, our new song. The new joint is Invictus. I think I'm going to drop the music video, at least on Instagram, tomorrow. But again, this is early listeners for y'all, for the fans, for the people who actually show up and fuck with this podcast, fuck with this live stream. I fucking appreciate y'all. Y'all get early access to Invictus. Yeah. Here it is.
See the way,
Peace.
the way she walks around, just like she owns the world. English, motherfucker!
Epic thrones like the legends home. Kept it low, let the weapons load. Took my time, let y'all meta pose. Twisted and missed the message code. Now they chest exposed. Keep it moving, it's never set in stone. My ebb and flows, hit penetrated and set the mold. Even Rosetta grows. Beautiful prose like I slept in Vogue. The blessed bump me at higher decibels. I'm a professional, probably like 10 and 0, but I don't check the skull. Fentanyl, sentences never said before. God bless the child that gets his own. Look, I bully clowns like Derrick Rose. I aim and just let it go. Testing souls like Shang Tsung at confessional. Spit truth whole, couched in crude sectionals. Every record sold double this next episode. I was just trying to get this off. My chest is off. You're not the man if you don't contend with the ghost within. Riddle me this like I'm the Joker friend. Who let the clones get in? Who you think touch and process my golden pen clearly could blow heads off anybody to cross the zones I'm in. I coach him up like, yo, trust yourself. Listen, don't pretend. Most these niggas can't even focus. They quote and spin. No hope for them. I could pull your card with a poker grin. You couldn't cope with these gems. I'm smoking 2 potent bowls with the Pope in them. I'm really him. Really vision, my chosen lens. See how it all depends. When you really free, that might cause offense. Don't let these clowns define and set your limits, yo. Like, fuck it, I'm going in. Yeah. Process.